Good evening. It's another crazy day based off of another tweet. Just we kind of expect that kind of momentum, like these crazy, 400 points candle within, 30 minutes, 15 minutes in the market. Every time somebody tweets something, today was definitely brutal because it started well. I mean, they swept the lower weekly, and obviously it led to. I mean, they swept it twice. They swept the support before, and then they swept the actual lower weekly, and all that for a couple tweets. Open the straight, close the straight. It's very odd market conditions that we're dealing with. Obviously, from the opening on the weekly. Considering, see, I thought we were gonna actually be bullish because considering the long wick from a sweep, like a pretty heavy sweep into a higher high, which it did, like it actually fed from a lot of liquidity in a full trend, right? Like after the dip on last Wednesday from the FOMC minute, we actually had some bullish sentiment. The volume was bullish. It just led to the thought that we were going to continue. The market had different idea. Now, then again, I mean, we're not on a lower low, obviously, just yet. Uh, Technically, we stopped at the left shoulder, so to speak. It is looking like an inverse head and shoulders, or under over, depending on how far we go, or how far down we go. So that being said, I would keep watch on 29,275 and then 29,210, 215, somewhere or thereabout. These are going to be really solid areas of support. So far, we are also looking at a double top. That's my concern, is because the double top is recent, more recent than the inverse head and shoulders. I still see a lot of liquidity down there, and it's most likely bullish. So I'm going to keep my bias and continue thinking that we're bullish in the longer form. Lots of earnings, lots of financial earnings, lots of news. There's a lot going on this week. Fed speaking tomorrow. Um, he's also speaking on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. And then you got unemployment, CPI, PPI this week. I think it's PPI or PMI this week. I looked earlier, but I kind of spaced out. But ultimately, there's room for more upside because we've not, like, we haven't closed a new low. We have a hard support, 28,630. That being said, that's the that's the bull bear sentiment. I mean, if they want a decent price, they're going to buy within this range, right? That's what you would think. But again, I mean, this led to upside. This led to upside. Obviously, they keep closing it below every time. So if we do break these lows, we're probably gonna fall through this support. I mean, it is hard support, but the range is getting tight, like way tight. And with today's 14% VIX rise, it just we're looking at some significant market conditions that are changing as far as I'm concerned. We are, the traumas are very tight. So at this point, it's just a waiting game. I mean, even on the 4 hour, we're below. We did hit below POC, gamma's above. We're selling into selling right now. I just really want to see this reaction of, is this valid for upside upon what the Fed chair is going to say tomorrow, just to kind of rally into some some risk on. I mean, as far as I know, oil has been going up significantly. Energy has fell. Gold, silver fell. Copper still pretty strong at 6.3. As far as right now, it's just gotta wait. It's just a waiting game. And VIX did hit the or closed last week at the lowest. Now it's back at the 50% range. We could go to 18, 18.7. I don't expect a major spike, but ultimately VIX is definitely trying to push back. This being the range of reversal between 15 and 15.5. So as far as right now, we're just waiting to see what the reaction is going to be. The fact that we went back above 200T is not very good. It's kind of concerning because more often than not, it does lead into a small rise in VIX every time. So, except a few times, but that just ends up reversing quite rapidly. That's what I want to see. I mean, we did close above, so I want to see the reaction. If we close below 1683 tomorrow, and then the Fed chair is positive on his press conference and whatever forward guiding he's going to allow us to know about, um, there's likely going to be a catalyst here. Dollar, same thing. Dollar kind of consolidated, but it is above 200T, so it's likely to go. I would not be surprised if it goes to 104. To be very honest, that's going to apply more pressure into the market. As long as it remains above 100.7, it's going to apply significant pressure to the market, and it's not gonna be any retest. I mean, the 50T still has to retrace and cross. It's just at this point, it's a question of time. I don't have much to say about it. I mean, VIX TQ is still breaking, significantly high. It's not the previous like yearly high, but it's still in a very high range. I just would like to see it at least close below 45. Once it does, then we have at least a proper risk on indicator that market is gonna come in stocks and the broad market. But so far, I mean, one tweet and it destroys an entire week of work. You know, like look how clean from Wednesday, like clean price action, we hit the upper weekly and then we just fall into a 50% range of last week. So as far as right now, I mean, we're not bearish, but we're also not really bullish. It's more like neutral at this point. It's at the 50% range. The overnight is opening directly in it. So like if we start closing below 744, that's our recent gamma. We could actually see some downside in the new low. Now, I mean, if we do retest the 735 to 733 area for SPY, we're likely just gonna fall. I wouldn't be surprised. They have to push this to a new high. I just don't think the market is valued enough and stable enough to actually create new highs. I think that we're like the buyers are definitely weary of buying more. It's not even a it's not good sentiment right now. I mean, you can see the traumas compared to this trend here. See how extended the traumas are to the price action, and it just follows a trend until it actually closes under 50, and then once it does, it starts just chopping. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue chopping until there's next a better extension as far as 20 and 50, and then 20 is almost like if 20 crosses below 200, it's likely to continue down. I wouldn't be surprised. So as far as right now, we're just in a waiting game. I mean, we just finally closed under after a failure of pushing any higher. So yeah, there's room, lots of room. So we'll see what happened, and we'll continue monitoring. Same thing happens here. Like Qs were very just all over the place, very much all over the place. I mean, the traumas are just all hugged together compared to something like this, where there's an actual extension and then it just rides the actual traumas. It's like here, once it crossed, it just held 50 the whole time until it didn't. So as of right now, I mean, I'm waiting to see what kind of actions we get. But every time we get new highs, it just open on a gap down. It did fetch the pocket of liquidity, or at least some of it. There's still some left below, but I mean, we've been at value area low 704 for a while. We're not like out of the water. 710 is hard support, but ultimately, I mean, we're in a danger zone, I would say. We got to go fetch gamma here. We're at least 715 and kind of hover over it and hold it so that we can actually see some upside and a continuation or a possible continuation afterwards. I think it all depends on the data that we get this week. There's too much happening to really consider any type of craziness. But yeah, I mean, even ES hasn't crossed yet. Like this on NQ, it did cross. So we have very weak NASDAQ right now compared to ES. ES is still above, but the curvation of the 20T is really where it's dangerous to me because it's not just like a slow decreasing showing that the momentum is still bullish, right? Like now this is straight down. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's more downside coming in. Like compared to like if you see here, once it curves the other way, we have a significant trend ahead. This is now curved significantly down, so I think we might actually be seeing some 74.40 area, or at least the gamma, because gamma is lower on ES than it is on NQ. So I think NQ gave us the sauce here to fall through. And the fact that it's below gamma, I think ES is going to end up being below gamma, or at least retesting gamma 74.85. It's very likely. Beside that, I mean, oil is doing what I mentioned it was going to do I think last Sunday video. So far, it's just going for the highs. It's going to likely go maybe 90. I mean, 86, 88, and 90 is pretty much where I'm looking at Well, at least in here, there's a little gap in here that it could possibly go to. That's where I'm gonna see my order because I am in a long on oil. I entered last Friday, so I'm pretty pretty well placed in. Beside that, I mean, energy's just dying every time there's a tweet because everybody's fighting. So every time they close the straight, oil energy does decent, and then they close it, they reopen it, they bomb. It just takes a massive risk off. I thought gold was gonna be bullish. Gold did look bullish, but the dealers were selling through last week. Since the 7, the dealers have been selling. You can see it on the commitment of traders PDF. Dealers have been selling, but also support has been supporting. Here this time today it did not support, which is concerning. I mean, granted, we are hovering on the 20T, so I wouldn't be surprised if we actually find a support here at the value low where all the liquidity has been swept. I mean, all of this is bullish, but there's also very significant amount of resistance, which POC is resistance, probably the biggest resistance because it has the most bearish volume. So if it does come back, retest, fail to create a new support here and absorb all these sellers, it's likely going to form a new low. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes below 4,000. I mean, it attempted it here, and they bought it back, but I wouldn't be surprised. We've been below 200T for a while, so it is kind of time to get back up. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be based on the Fed decision and what they're doing, and also what they're saying. I tried to long silver and just got completely annihilated. I just did not. I don't see recovery unless really it does the exact same thing I said for gold. If it closes above 20T and just consolidate, forms a support, and then kind of attempts again, that would be a sign of risk on for more highs. But as far as right now, we're just waiting to see if a close is confirmed and then a retest of point of control. They have to take that back if they want new highs, or at least a you know, a lower high or higher high off the previous local swing high. Beside that, I mean, I'm not looking at any stocks. I'm not looking at anything in particular. Soxel was absolutely destroyed today. Again, it's just like it catches a good break and then it just fails to even show any type of extra buyers. Like they're just as soon as the news come in, they just instantly sell it off. So TQs went into a support. It did reverse on support, so we might actually see some upside here. Same thing with NVDL. Um, that could possibly show some reversal, but if not, then we're looking at 29, somewhere there about 29.30 ish. I did take a short this morning, right off the open, right off POC, and I did catch a little $2 move, but it's nothing crazy. I'm not looking for holding something for a long period of time. I don't like the whiplash we're getting from any tweet or any market like speech online. These long wicks are just brutal. I mean, this just swept so much. I mean, that was a 1,000 point candle. It's just retarded. Or not this one. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, it was this one here. But yeah, I mean, these are 400 plus points movement and it's just not cool, man. Like, you get completely stopped out. I thought I was long. Like, I thought we were gonna be at least somewhat bullish for the day because the bodies are closing significantly higher than the lowest, the Asia low, and it just didn't. It stopped. It refused to do anything. So honestly, just because we failed to close above 20T, I should have just short this damn thing, and then I would have caught the entire short from the tap. As far as right now, I mean, I'm waiting to see what happens next on the next tap, on the hourly tap, and then make a bias out of it, and then just follow through with that. Dow was just significantly stronger this today, so industrials are gaining ground and they're trying. It did not really close that low. It's still within support, within order block. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, there could be a more downside because we did reach value high and we failed to create at least to go inside the resistance and attempt to turn this into support. So there might be more lows coming. I would be advised that the market might actually be selling off. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 52,120 at this point. So yeah, I mean, just be safe out there. The Oh, this is turned on. The MAG ETF is at POC. It did reverse off POC today. So again, it's under over. There could be more highs. It all depends on today's news, right? It all depends on today's data and what's going to happen. Beside that, the semiconductors again bounced last week off support. It just retraced to 50%. We'll see the reaction here. Looks like a diamond pattern, so there's a possibility where we either, create a support and then at least go test these highs. Same here. I had a long off my indicator, but it did close under POC, so at this point I'm not really sure about taking a long. I just want to see some reaction off the traumas and maybe a crossing or some type of support forming. I mean, that's a new low off the previous last week low. Again, it's not looking good for risk on. So we got to see what happens today, what happens Thursday, and then we'll get more information as to what the market wants to do. For now, it's just waiting game. Just be safe because it's pretty gnarly out there.